Are you techie, logical, and analytical? Maybe you're creative, artistic, and free-flowing. Do you love interviewing people and getting to know them? Maybe you're an analyzer and a fixer. Or maybe you're athletic, a singer, or a dancer. There are a million ways to create, start, and build a business. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the secrets on how I built a six-figure company and how you can get started doing the same for yourself. Here's the deal. Most people think that when you're starting building a business that you should go get the perfect domain name, URL, and website established. You should probably go over and head over and get branding done. Maybe you think you need funding. Maybe you think you need a business plan. Well, here's the deal. I'm here to tell you, you don't need any of that to get started. The first 4 foundational steps that I'm going to share with you are the key, most important things you need to do right now. And they're also the things that when you train yourself in, as the economy, market, and business changes, you'll be able to change with it. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to do when you're building a business is you need to step into, discover, and own your brilliance, which means you need to know what is your brilliance. Your brilliance is the thing that people come to you for time and time again. So look, if I rewind my life about 11 years ago, that was a long time. What I noticed was people were coming to me for coaching. They were coming to me for advice, and they were coming to me asking me how I could help them fix and solve their problems. So when I looked at what I was going to do, I actually noticed this was one of my brilliance. Coaching, helping, and supporting others was one of my key brilliances. So that's what you want to do. You want to look and say, like, well, what am I good at? And what are people coming to me for? If you have a question and you're not sure how to get there, I will put a link in this video to my Brainstorming Your Brilliance workbook. It really details out and you can get connected to what your personal brilliance is. My friend, that is a free workbook download. You are welcome. So get started to discovering your brilliance. Now, once you discover it, you're going to step into the space of owning it, because a lot of times we're unsure. We're not quite there. We don't think that we have the, like, I'm a coach, but am I the same as Tony Robbins? None of that matters. But what you do is you want to step into, this is what people come to you for. This is your brilliance. You need to own it, my friend. The more that you own it, the more successful you will be. Number 2, you want to look to what problem do you fix in the marketplace. So the marketplace, when you're a coach, let's take my industry, for example, there are a lot of issues and problems out in the marketplace that a coach can fix. One would be money. Another one is relationships. Another one is accountability, simply be an accountability coach. Some are business coaches. I happen to find my personal expertise in energetics. So I've been coaching people for over a decade. And inside of that, I've learned that my expertise and what I've honed my skills in over that decade. So think about expertise, 10,000 hours. What I've honed my skills in is actually energetics. So that happens to be the problem I fix. I work with people's energy, their energy field. I teach them how to do the same inside of their own energetic self-mastery. So that's the problem that I fix. Your problem that you fix can be a very concrete thing. So if you have a widget, if you love working with widgets, but you're really good at fixing the widgets, great. Maybe you don't fix the widgets, but you connect a buyer and a seller to the widgets. That's a great job as well. Those people are called connectors. So you're going to look at the problem that you fix in the marketplace. Then you're going to move on to the third thing that you need to be doing. And the third thing is one that a lot of people step over, and it becomes an issue in the future. And this is, what type of business, what kind of business do you want to have? So you're looking at your brilliance, you're looking at the problem you fix, and then you want to look at, what type of business do I want? Meaning, if you love people and you love interacting with people, you probably would not work from home alone. That's probably not going to be your jam, because you wouldn't be fulfilled. Now, if traveling is your jam and you know that you want to explore the world, then you probably wouldn't work at a brick and mortar building 80 hours a week, because that's not going to fulfill you in the long term. So a lot of times people don't think about that when they're building a business. Instead, they build the business, work 80 hours a week, fall into whatever patterns they fall into, and then 10 years down the road, they're burnt, maybe 10, maybe 5, maybe 2. They're burnt out, they've been working too many hours, and then they try to go on vacation or change their business or rework the structure, and they don't have the freedom to do it. So you want to really look at, what kind of business structure is it that you desire, like 10 years down the road, so that you implement and create that structure now. It's easier to create it from the get-go than it is 10 years down the road. Now, the fourth thing a lot of people don't think about, because next I'm sure by now you're like, well, let's go on to the branding and the business plan and the URL. Stop, don't do that just yet. What you want to be able to do is you want to be able to take money. So I find a lot of people step over this. And so they're like, I have this great business. And I'm like, great, how many different ways can you take money? And they're like, what do you mean? So they start a business and they go, well, you can send me a check. And I'm like, no, that is not easy. You do not want to have a business where only people send you check. Okay, so you want to look at how many different ways can you take money. Maybe it's a Venmo account. You can set up a Square account. You want to be able to take it very easily. I recommend credit cards. And then you know what else is going to show up in your brain? But there are fees. If you want to be an entrepreneur and a business owner, you're going to have some fees. Who cares? Deal with the fees and be able to take money with ease. Make it easy on your customer, okay? So get that stuff set up. So as soon as you get a surprising yes, people are sending you money. That's what you want to have. Now, that is the key to actually starting and creating a business, is that you have a service and people pay you for the service. That's it. So any other chaos or craziness that might show up in your head about being a business owner or an entrepreneur, I just simplified it. It's your service that people pay you for and you take their money. That's it. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with my final thoughts right now, which is anyone can become an entrepreneur, but being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. It takes creativity. It takes tenacity. You have to be able to roll with the punches. Look, I thought I had it all figured out when I first started. Now I've rebranded 4 times. I've changed my business name 2 or 3 times, and all of those pivots and all of those changes have gotten me to the place where my business is now set to 10 times itself from last year. What? I know, mind-blowing. But all of that is in the creative process, being with the ease and flow and being able to pivot. Right now, more than ever, you'll see people's businesses and their online structures and systems pivoting, and that flexibility is key to your success. So if this information was helpful, go ahead and click that like button. If you find that it's helpful for somebody else, share it with them. And if you haven't done it yet, click the subscribe with that little bell notification so you know when new videos drop every week. And if you haven't done so yet, download my Brainstorming Your Brilliance worksheet, which is in the link right below. And maybe you'll be joining me for my Passion, Purpose, and Profits Masterclass. That's all for now, friend. And remember, this is Tamara Lee Ross bringing you the message you need to hear exactly when you need to hear it.